Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a filing from Henry Schein, and let me tell you, it's not just about teeth. There's some serious cash-changing hands and a new face in the boardroom. This might get interesting, and before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. So Henry Schein, which is a big name in health products and services, made a deal with KKR Hawaii Aggregator, which we'll call the investor. Basically, Henry Schein agreed to sell a bunch of their shares to the investor. This happened back in January, but it just closed in May. Here's the deal. Henry Schein issued over 3 million shares of their common stock to the investor for a total of $250 million. That's about 76 hunk of Henry Schein. Now, with a big deal like this, there's always paperwork. On the same day, Henry Schein and the investor signed a registration rights agreement. This agreement gives the investor some rights to register their shares with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This means they can sell those shares to the public later on. It also means Henry Schein has to cover the investor if there are any screw-ups. Now, there are lots of legal words about the agreement, but what it boils down to is this. The partnership agreement isn't giving you other information about the company. It's purely about the deal that the company's made. Don't use it as a source of objective information about the state of either company. Because the company is selling the equity, which means company ownership, privately it has to report this to the SEC. This makes sure all the sales follow SEC rules. Here's where it gets even more interesting. A guy named William K. Daniel was appointed to Henry Schein's board of directors in May. It has been decided he is an independent director. To make room for him to the Compensation Committee and Strategic Advisory Committee. Apparently his appointment was part of the original deal with the investor. The deal couldn't happen until some legal things were done under what's called the Hart-Scott-Rodino Antitrust Improvements Act, as well as a few regulatory go-aheads from Sweden, Italy, and Spain. As of May, those things were done and Daniel got the seat. Daniel is a big shot at KKR. He's an executive advisor. He also sits on a few private boards. He used to be the executive vice president of Danaher Corporation. The deal with KKR got him a seat at Henry Schein. The company made a press release talking about the deal and the agreements. This is to follow a law that requires companies to share important news with everyone at the same time. This makes it fair for all investors. This press release contains all of the information we mentioned. Dr. Now let's put this all together. What this means is Henry Schein got a big investment of $250 million from KKR. In return, KKR got a chunk of shares in Henry Schein and a seat on the board. This could mean a few things. First, it means Henry Schein has a pile of cash to play with. They could use it to grow the business, pay off debt, or buy other companies. Second, it means KKR now has a say in how Henry Schein is run. They could push for changes in strategy or management. Overall, this looks like a positive move for Henry Schein. They got a big cash infusion and a new voice on the board. Now, let's look at the possible downsides. KKR is known for making aggressive moves to increase profits. This could lead to pressure on Henry Schein to cut costs or take on more debt. Also, Daniel's appointment to the board could create some conflicts of interest, given his ties to KKR and other companies. So what should investors make of all this? I think it's cautiously optimistic. The investment from KKR is a clear vote of confidence in Henry Schein's future. However, investors should keep a close eye on how KKR influences the company's strategy and management in the coming months. Alright, that's our breakdown of Henry Schein's latest filing. What's your take on this deal and what it signals for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.